Okay students, today we are going to start a new chapter of ICSE Class 6 Biology. The chapter is Digestive System. This chapter is divided into three parts. This is the first part, in which we will be studying about the term nutrition and the basic introduction on the chapter Digestive System as to what are the parts present in our digestive system, and we will also study about the mouth. So let's start. So the first is nutrition. Now nutrition is the process of ingesting, digesting and utilizing nutrients found in the food to support growth, development and overall health in humans and other species. Okay, now this nutrition is basically the process of taking food. Okay, the food which we are taking, we are digesting it and we will be utilizing these nutrients. This nutrition can be autotrophic. Autotrophic nutrition means in which the organisms prepare their own food, like in case of plants by photosynthesis, and it can be heterotrophic, like in case of animals they are depend on some other animals or plants for their food. Okay, now the question is, why is this food necessary? Okay, now food is required for energy to do work, for growth and repair, and for protection against diseases. So the main thing for which we are eating the food is the energy, because without energy we can't do our basic life processes. Okay, now what are the types of nutrients? So the nutrients is divided into two major types, the macronutrients and the micronutrients. Macronutrients are those nutrients which are required in large quantities, and micronutrients are those nutrients which are required in small quantities. Okay, now the macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. So these are the nutrients which are required in our body. Now what are the steps involved in nutrition? So the steps which are involved in nutrition are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. So basically the ingestion means the taking in of food, okay, through our mouth. The food that we are taking in through our mouth, the process is known as ingestion. Digestion means the breakdown of that food into smaller nutrients, okay, into smaller particles so that the nutrients can easily be absorbed. The absorption of nutrients is the next step, and then the utilization of those nutrients in our body is called assimilation, and the lastly is egestion, in which the undigested food gets removed from our body. Now comes to digestive system. So our digestive system, if I look into the rough diagram, this is the human digestive system. There are many parts which are present in digestive system. The first is mouth or the buccal cavity, from which we take our food. Next is the food pipe, the esophagus. Next comes the stomach, then comes the liver, then comes the pancreas, then comes the gallbladder. The gallbladder is basically present with the liver only, because liver secretes a specific substance which gets stored in the gallbladder. We will study about that in the later part. Next, duodenum, it is the starting of small intestine, then the large intestine. Okay, lastly the rectum, where the undigested food gets stored, and the anus, it is an opening through which the undigested food gets removed from our body. Now this total tube like structure from the mouth to the anus, okay, the tube that starts from the mouth and ends at the anus is called the alimentary canal. Okay, remember, alimentary canal does not include liver, pancreas. Okay, these are not present, or these are not the part of alimentary canal. Alimentary canal only consists of the tube which starts from the mouth and ends at the anus. Apart from this, our digestive system also has liver, pancreas and salivary glands. These are called digestive glands. Okay, they secrete some substances which are responsible for various functions or the breakdown of certain nutrients from our food. Now starting from the mouth. The mouth consists of teeth, which is the main structure present in the mouth, and this teeth is the only main thing which is responsible for cutting the food or tearing the food. Okay, these teeth are of two types, the temporary teeth and the permanent teeth. The temporary teeth, it consists of 20 teeth. Okay, and it starts falling at the age of 5 to 6 years. It is the teeth which is present after the birth of a child. Okay, till the age of 5 to 6 years, and this type of teeth does not consist of premolars. Now what are premolars? We will be studying about this now. So temporary teeth are temporary in nature, they starts falling, and after that the permanent teeth arises. Okay, now this permanent teeth, it consists of around 32 teeth. Okay, they are present 32, but mostly in many children or growing up children, 28 teeth are only present due to the absence of 4 molars. Okay, they just appear after certain age, and permanent teeth starts appearing at the age of 12 to 13 years. Okay, now types of teeth in humans. So we have already studied the types of teeth on the basis of the age in which they are present. Okay, apart from this, the permanent teeth is divided into 4 categories, and we have to remember this formula, that is 4 2 4 6. So if I draw a basic diagram of the teeth, this is our jaw. Okay, the lower jaw, we are getting the top view of that. Now it consists of 4 incisors. Okay, these are called incisors, and it is responsible for cutting the food. Next comes 2 canines. Okay, these are called canines, and it is responsible for tearing the food. Then comes 4 premolars, 2 on either side, these are called premolars. And then comes 6 molars, which are present 3 on either side. These premolars and molars have the same function, that is crushing and grinding. Okay, so remember this formula, that is or simply a sequence of number, that is 4 2 4 6, in which 4 represents the number of incisors, 2 represents the number of canines, again 4 represents the number of premolars, and 6 represents the number of molars. Okay, this is of one jaw. Now in the upper jaw also it is present in the same manner. So overall the number of teeth is 32. Okay, so you can see this is how the teeth looks. The first one is incisor, then canine, then premolar and molar. Now comes to the tongue. It is again the second structure which is present in our mouth apart from the teeth. It has also many functions, like it helps in tasting the food, it helps in swallowing the food, it helps in cleaning the teeth, it helps in speaking. Okay, and it also helps in mixing the saliva with the food. So it is also having some major important functions. Apart from this, like in case of tasting the food, our tongue consists of many taste receptors. Okay, which are responsible for tasting various tastes like sweet, salt, sour. Okay, but see, this is, if I consider this as a tongue, this tongue has various regions where the taste is very much sensitive. Okay, means that region is sensitive to a particular taste. It's not that you can taste that particular in that region only, but what I mean to say is that in that particular region the tongue is sensitive to that particular taste. Like this one, it is very much sensitive to bitter taste. Then this region, it is sensitive to sour taste. Then this region, it's sensitive to salty taste, and this region, it is responsible for sweet taste. Okay, these are sensitive regions. You can taste any of these anywhere, but more will be over here. Okay, now the salivary glands. Salivary glands are those glands which are present in our mouth, and they secrete saliva which contains an enzyme amylase, which is responsible for the breakdown of carbohydrate like starch. So if I consider this is the side view of our face, okay, and these are the glands, salivary glands. The first one is this one, okay, which is called the parotid gland, and it is present on the sides of the face below each ear, okay. Then the second one, this is called submandibular gland, and it is present beneath the lower jawbone on either side of the mouth. The third one, this is called the sublingual gland, and it is present below the tongue, okay. So these are the different salivary glands which are present in our mouth. Now what is the function of saliva? Saliva has many functions, like it cleans the mouth and destroys the germs. It makes the food particles into mass called bolus, okay. Whenever we chew the food gets broken down into smaller particles and gets converted into mass because the saliva binds to them. That mass is called bolus. And it also lubricates the mouth cavity. It contains an enzyme called salivary amylase. So this salivary amylase is an enzyme. Enzyme are those substances which are responsible for some specific reactions. So this salivary enzyme, salivary amylase, it converts the starch into maltose. Starch is a carbohydrate, and you can imagine it something like a mass or a chain of glucose molecules, okay. You can see, let us suppose these small circles are glucose molecules. So when glucose molecules are branched or in the form of chains, then that is called starch, okay. So salivary amylase, it breaks this branch structure of starch into maltose molecules, okay, because maltose consists of two molecules of glucose. So you can see these are present in a pair. So these are maltose molecules. So basically salivary amylase, it breaks the starch into maltose. So this is the major function of saliva, okay. So we have completed the mouth part of the digestive system. In the next part of this chapter, we will study about the next structures, that is the food pipe, the stomach, the small intestine, and many other things. So thank you for watching. We will meet in the next video.